Greetings! What is up, and a very warm welcome to this Bozo Cows Twitch channel. We're coming at you right now with the semi-finals of the latest Homeworld Deserts of Karak tournament, featuring, spawning down here in the south, it is going to be the, what are we? This is the Saban forces of AGameAnx. And spawning in the north, playing as the Galzian forces. It's going to be his opponent, Shrike. And I'm joined here today by the fantastic Bozo Cow. Thanks for hosting me, man.
Yeah, no problem. And just look at Shrike's colors, man. Fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't do my weather bit. But for those of you wondering, the rain is pouring, and the Magpie and the Bozo are casting. It is abysmal out there. I've spent like at least an hour driving motorcycles around town today, and it has been the wet.
Motorcycles, that's pretty fancy. It is very sunny where I am, so. Of course, I do live in the desert, so it's not much of a surprise it doesn't rain quite as much. Oh, really?
So this is like your home game. This is like you feel natural. You're at home with this RTS.
Not like this kind of desert, but but yes.
There's only one
definitely
kind of desert, Bozo. That's well known.
Well, true, but it's definitely more at home to me than you, I would assume.
yeah, that's fair. All right, let's have a look at what we got going on here. It looks like a pretty conservative opening from both players, right? We got. Is that a secondary production cruiser? How do we?
No, looks like Shrike here actually is going for some 1PC shenaniganry.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back when you were casting last, I think the meta, if you were gonna go early aggro as Galzian, was to make 2 production cruisers, but these days it's just 1.
Okay.
Yeah, as you see Roby in the chat there, Shrike has been talking about how Galzian is OP for a long time now. He used to be a coalition main. I think he's playing Galzian to like prove a point here, but he's gonna try to prove it against the very best. So we'll see how it goes.
So, hang on a second. Let me get this straight. A-Game is playing Saban, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I think he's moving his carrier back to his main because he already has scouted what's going on here with that probe. I think he like.
That was a pretty good probe.
Yeah, he came up. He saw okay, PC's not at home, so it's got to be some kind of an attack. So he's already back at his main with his carrier.
Yeah, so it's gonna be sand skimmers. The weapon of choice here for Shrike. Gonna look to come in early. Jam
quite a lot of them. Holy goodness.
Fast units in.
This is 8 sand skimmers already with a 9th on the way. That's a lot of sand skimmers. Oh my gosh.
Oh, sick! Look at the positioning on these targeting jammers. A-Game getting set up.
Yeah. They're free in patch now, right? So like you might as well when you've got the time. Amazing.
Oh, that's so cool. Saban are like viable and stuff. This is nuts.
Yeah, their carrier isn't absolute trash anymore. It's great.
Okay,
AV
so
Fab on the way
move.
now.
Shrike comes sweeping in over this sand dune. How many are we up to now? That's 9 sand skimmers leading the charge. And they're going to be being built behind this. That's 4 LAVs on the defense right now. A-Game has the defender's advantage, and looks like those targeting jammers not going to be much use in the opening stages of this fight. Actually, I would say this is giving value to the targeting jammers. Don't spend time out to destroy them. This is when your attack is the most strongest.
Exactly, right? The longer he waits, the closer AAV fabrication gets to being finished. And once that's out, I think the attack is over, right?
And the smaller your sand skimmer lead is over the amount of defending units. So, like, he could have swung in there and gotten some real damage, but he just trades out for 3 targeting jammers, so that is not hot. But we got railgun tech, heavy railguns, chiming in now.
Indeed. So this is good, actually. Like, maybe AAVs are not going to just be the kingmakers on the field, but
yeah,
the LAVs are trading well. Look at this.
So the railgun targets the base runner. Sand skimmer's taken okay fight. But I don't know, actually. How does A-Game always do this? Yeah, he's just totally got the upper hand now.
Indeed, and with Armor 2 coming out now on the LAVs, I don't think Shrike has any upgrades at all. Yeah, no, he doesn't. This looks like a hold to me. Like, at this point, Shrike has got to go back, cut his losses, and see what he can do.
So, but all of this time that we're talking, a couple of sand skimmers should be forward spotting, and those railguns should be pinging stuff. Just,
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, taking little pop shots at the carrier, right?
Yeah, like, make him micro his salvagers. Like, you might get one if he screws it up, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, at least make him... You gotta at least make your opponent be honest. Uh-oh,
that's a lot of LAVs.
Yeah, that is looking pretty bad. So that's an assault railgun, which he needs to be kiting. Okay.
This looks like a run over, though. I think he's just gonna get stomped here.
Yeah, so A-Game, like, notice the priority fire. He takes out some sand skimmers first. He goes for all the sand skimmers first, then the heavy railgun. That's weird,
probably should just target the assault, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Now he actually thinks that the heavy railguns are really dangerous. I guess without the heavy railguns, there's no more threat from this attack, so I guess I understand that.
At any rate, this is not exactly where Shrike wants this game to be. I think that's for sure. Another PC's finished over in his main, so he does, like, he's not out of the game yet, but this is going to be tough, and against one of the very best, too.
Oh, yikes. He's probably going to lose this PC.
Yes, yes, you should. I do not envy his scenario, I'll put it that way.
No, I think, okay, here's what I think. The idea was good, and the execution just wasn't quite there. Going for those targeting jammers was the biggest deal. That was huge. If he doesn't go for the targeting jammers, gets the blade in, like every second of advantage you have there counts so big. So he probably could have gotten like 1 or 2 salvages instead of those targeting jammers, and that's like arguably even enough. Oh wow, that's game. That's game!
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Well, especially in the patch, right? Because the salvagers cost more and they have less armor. So getting kills on them like that is really not very far-fetched.
Yeah.
But yeah, those targeting jammers, man, they really... I can't even say they paid for themselves because they were free.
I mean, yeah, so that represents literally an infinite value ratio. He's broken!
Indeed.
He's broken the universe!
100% value.
Game 2 is on Kartoba.
Mm-hmm. I'll get to 29.55 once again.
Groovy. So I've been away from the game for a while, but it doesn't look like AGame has, because
No.
he's still
he's on it.
he's still killing nerds out here.
Let me tell you, I play games with him all the time. Kind of like testing games and practice games and just games for fun, I guess. Can you play games for fun anymore? I don't know, but he just always destroys me. It's crazy. He's quite the beast.
Okay, I'm on 29.55.
All right, me too. So on go again.
You want to do the player intros?
Oh, we don't need player intros. This is game 2.
Oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah, this is literally game 2, isn't it? Nice.
Righto.
Cool.
So 3, 2, 1, go. So coming into game 2 here, I think if Shrike wants to do 2 PC again, which I can already say it's likely because he already is putting 2 guys onto RUs here. I think he probably wants to go for a rail rush here. And this map would be really good for it, because on Kartoba, if you look over, kind of like in front of AGame's main, in front of his main in his second, there's this really big open ground here, so you could make it work. Just don't target the targeting jammers, whatever you do.
So yeah, Soundskim of Fab is gonna be a thing.
Uh-huh.
Still too early to tell what his intentions are.
As for AGame, though, it's going to be different. We have 2 guys LDMing CUs here with no RU salvagers, and he's getting the production upgrade, so I think he's going to go for LAV spam.
That would be a nice retort to the opening we just saw out of Shrike.
Indeed. In fact, this is probably something you aren't aware of just yet, but in the patch, you can get the carrier production upgrade before teching AAVs or railguns, so you can get these LAVs out super fast.
Whoa.
And that's definitely what he's planning, I would say. You can already see like 2 of them are on the field.
Yeah, it's nearly done. Ooh.
I've fought against this before while doing 1 PC builds, and like you have to get a second production cruiser as fast as you can. It's not easy to do. So, but I don't know. I'm not sure what Shrike is doing here. He is teching railfab, but he hasn't moved out.
Kind of worrying. Like there is no kind of scouting here.
Indeed. Yeah, I remember even. Do you have the chat open, by the way? They're talking.
Oh yeah, I do. Sorry, it's just on my second monitor. I'm like so engrossed with the game.
Hey, that's not a bad way to be. It is true though. The LEVs are like in vanilla. You might remember they were just ridiculous. Like you'd watch games the Darmulator, right?
Yeah. They're nuts.
They're not quite that bad anymore. So, the double production on the LEVs is not like horrendous like you think it might be.
Okay.
But they are in
right,
Shrike's face here.
So, what's the contingency plan here? Let's bring up the production queue. Okay,
He's making skimmers, but he needs to move back to his carrier and just conglomerate right now.
Yeah, he does. Oh no, the first skimmer's gonna feed in. Shrike,
instantly. And then here goes a salvager too. Right? Yeah.
Alright, this is damage. This is looking real good, and the LAVs are just chaining in here. Actually, wait, no. Actually, AGame has sent just the first 5 in, and then is either that's a missed rally or he changed his mind because the next lot are coming in as another group of 5.
Yeah, probably just missed rally. Rail armor finishing for Shrike. That's not a terrible move. He probably needs power 1 right now though.
Yeah, assault railguns are out, so that means at least for now the carrier should be secure. Whether or not he can secure that second extraction site, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's going to be the big ask, and I'm sure A-Game is not going to fall asleep on the wheel here. His move is going to be to get a support cruiser right about now.
Yeah, and he's got like 12, 13, 7, like 15 LAVs.
Ah,
That's
check this out.
intimidating.
Yeah, so it's true. If you bring 5 LAVs out, it looks like you're going to make 5 and then go into an SC, so maybe there's a chance that he's like doing this on purpose, but...
Oh, that's so smart. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Because
turns out he didn't.
No.
But hey,
no.
I like to think of that. I'd like to think that in my head. You know, it makes more sense.
No, I mean A-Game's easily good enough. That's definitely what he was doing. He wouldn't make a rally error or anything. Oh God. Well, now the LAVs come swarming in, and one of the assault railguns goes down. The others are kiting, but just the DPS isn't really there for this defense. Shrike hemorrhaging badly, and it is difficult to see how A-Game can lose this one. If I'm honest,
Oh.
it's just.
Look at the units lost tab. That tells the whole story right there, man.
Yeesh.
Riftbone's on the way though, so now he can start pushing up this carrier. But again, power 1's going to be important for this. And A-Game is going to be on 2 base pretty fluently in just a moment here. So,
Yeah.
ooh. Assault pack getting teched as well. It's going to be great, obviously, for jumping on top of the assault railguns, just chewing them up from right up in their face, which is where you want to be.
Even this little move out to resecure the resource extraction site here for Shrike is like risk, because there was definitely a moment there where those LAVs could have just dived back in, got another salvager and 2 assault railguns.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is not safe play.
And Shrike doesn't know, like, he's only seen LAVs on the fields. Now he has to tech missile ships too, because there might be air coming after this.
That's
terrible,
true.
terrible.
It's rough.
As for
Yeah,
A-Game
that's
though,
what
he's
he's
just
doing.
sticking it straight in LAVs. Full Garm style here, I love it.
Yeah, and why not? Like, they're just so good. How's the AA on the LAVs nowadays?
It's worse against the probe. I think it's pretty much fine against the, like, about the same against the other units as it is in vanilla.
Okay.
I'm not totally sure though. I guess A-Game can answer if you want to look at the chat. He'll probably put it up there. LAV's just kind of charging through the assault rails, by the way. They are behind them now, so they're going to get up on top of the PC.
Oh god, that's a massacre. Oh no, so yeah, they get up on top of the like, spawn. That's a lot of salvages.
And I think Shrike, again, he really needs power 1. Well, he doesn't need anything now. He's going to GG. But,
Yeah. I mean, well then, but I mean, credit for staying in that long, but I mean...
yeah, you
that
can't blame
basically
him,
was
can you?
over in the first minute or so. That's pretty rough.
Indeed. Alas.
Alright.
Well, let's move on to game 3 then. These are best of 5s
Indeed.
now, you know. So. But Shrike has got it all to do if he wants to stay in this tournament and get to the finals.
Sure does. So it looks like game 3 is going to be on Firebase Krill.
Indeed. You see, Shrike, it's not so easy to play Galzian, okay? Have some compassion.
Real men play Knef.
Oh, come on now. Just because you have blast drones, man. Freaking rusty boys.
Yeah. Blast drones and cruise missiles. The way of peace.
Oh yeah, that's true. A-Game's only playing DLC faction, so if he wins this, there's a good chance he'll be Conf in the finals.
Oh,
Might
cool.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he used to always do Galzian or he would do Coalition, but now he's changing.
Alright, I'm ready.
Alrighty, me too. I'll give you the countdown again. 3,
Sure.
2, 1, a go. And here we are on Firebase Krill for game 3.
Yep.
What are your thoughts? Are we gonna see an ace match?
Unlikely, in honesty. My thoughts are, if I'm Shrike right now, playing up against A-Game, with the first 2 games having gone that way, it is time to reach for the craziest of builds, the strongest of fromage, like whatever it is that you have in your back pocket that is like red alert time, you know what I mean? It's like, this is last chance saloon here. He's got to do something insane. And when you're playing against someone as good as A-Game, who has so much experience at the game, I always just try and throw the game into a place where his experience will be negated, whatever that looks like. Just do something weird where he's like, I probably haven't seen this so often, or even perhaps ever.
Definitely.
So right now, I mean, the Sand Skimmer all-in was reasonable. I think it was a good idea, and it would have worked. This is a map where a Sand Skimmer all-in is kind of reasonable as well. It's like the rush distance is a bit further, so the PC is going to take longer to get there, which means A-Game might not be expecting it so much.
It's a good one for... I think it's a good one for, like, 2 PC stuff, but we don't really see that very much these days. Roby's suggesting, like, an assault ship rush, but that's probably a bad idea against Saban.
2 PC assault ship or something. Can you even afford that?
Yeah. The problem is that because the Saban carrier has railguns on it instead of, you know, normal bullets, it'll cause sunder on the assault ships, and then your LAVs can kill them, so... I don't think that's a terribly good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is going to be assault ships. Look at that. That's what he's teching.
Yeah, it is assault ships. Yeah, like I was watching him researching it, like thinking out loud.
Ah, I see. You've duped me.
I don't know. Maybe it's time for like super fast sand skimmer raiding into something weird. Like I don't know. I'm racking my brains here. Discara
yelling about no ref mode. I think it's just because his PC's not moved forward. He probably ought to be. Wait, what the? Oh no. So he is going refinery mode after getting assault ship fab. This is very peculiar.
That's not the kind of red alert cheese I was on about.
No. No, me neither. Yeah. Yeah, chat doesn't seem to like it much either.
They're are they going to be assault ships ready? Are they building? Where was the production queue?
Yes, they are.
They are building, okay.
It's gonna be difficult though. He also doesn't have armor 1 yet. And these days in patch, the AV will win with the assault ship in a one-on-one fight at no armor like this. Okay. Plus it has smoke, so it has some more kind of... oh, and the speed advantage too, so it's got more, you know, potential for micro.
Oh, they're faster? Okay.
Yeah. Of course, Shrike does have the defender's advantage. He's got this nice hill to work with here. He has the det packs and the salvagers, but uh-oh.
Yeah, he has the hill.
Yeah, well, he's losing it, though, because he's chasing this LAV. Beautiful stuff by A-Game, as you'd expect.
Yeah, just luring the defender out of position.
Yeah, now we're going to take a low ground on low ground fight, which is not really what anyone wanted.
The deciding factor, is he building more... okay, he is building more assault ships, because he needs them.
Salvager getting chewed up here now. One of them going to go down already. And do we have...
Got some kind of backflip on the armored assault there, that was pretty cool. Doing some tricks.
These coalition boys, you know, they're real tricksters.
Absolutely. Oh goodness me.
Oh, yeah, no, he just surrenders.
Shrike knew it, man. There's just no coming back from that. There's like insurmountable force on the doorstep of your base, on your production. That is rough.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Shrike. My heart goes out to you, man. I mean, that's what every game I've ever played against A-Game has looked like.
That's how mine used to.
I don't think A-Game and I have actually played against each other since like the opening launch weekend of the game.
Man, I would love to see that.
I encountered him on the ladder and I had no idea who he was, and we played like 3 games in a row, and I learned more from those 3 games than I had from like the 2 days of playing the game previously. When I had actually played against and beat some of the devs as well, and then I played A-Game and I was like, oh, this is what the meta is. Okay, sweet, thanks for the update.
Man, okay, wouldn't everyone on the chat love to see Magpie versus A-Game after we cast the finals here?
Oh dear God!
Come on! I mean, you know you want it.
I'm up for it, but
yes.
We'll just have to see.
Oh no! Shoot, he's gonna have to leave.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
okay.
Good,
okay, you versus me. You versus me. All right. How about that?
Oh yikes!
Anyway, for those on YouTube though, this is the end of the semifinals. So.